I bust into my house after practice, throwing my backpack down and quickly raiding the cabinet for a snack. My dad sits at the kitchen table reading a newspaper.
The paper says there's a game tonight over at Corbin High.
Oh, God. Does he know?
I was thinking, since you seem to have an interest, that we could go together. Bond.
I breathe a sigh of relief. He doesn't know. Before I can respond, my phone buzzes. It's a text from Zoe.
Interview after game tonight?
I quickly text back. Sure. Actually, Dad, I'm busy tonight. Told a friend I would study. This is enough to make my dad drop his paper.
A friend? Kelsey, that's great.
Yeah, totally. I grab a banana from the counter. Gotta get ready. But, Dad, I wouldn't waste your time going to the game. I hear the Cougars suck this year. Later that night, I sit on the Cougars bench in uniform, but with my helmet off. I study the playbook on my lap as the game proceeds on the field. The packed stadium is illuminated by the glow of Friday night lights. The deafening roar of an eager crowd fills the air. I can see Zoe in the stands snapping pictures for the paper. Bodiless announcers narrate the plays and fill slow moments with chatter.
Friday night in Corbin, Texas. Word travels fast around this town. So I'm sure you've all heard about Coach Wilson's little stunt by now.
You think this whole thing with letting a girl join his roster mid-season is a stunt?
Well, it's not like he's going to play her.
On the field, Colton runs a play, handing the ball off to a linebacker, who is immediately decked by a much larger member of the West Canaan team.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Colton throws a pass that's fumbled by one of his receivers, bringing play to a halt. Colton curses.
I mean, what do we even know about this girl?
Well, her name's Kelsey Covington, and that's about it. No varsity sports record from her old school. Or should I say schools. This girl has moved around a lot.
As the game continues, Colton moves to throw a forward pass, but is quickly sacked before the ball can leave his hand.
Well, whatever Coach Wilson's playing at, I hope it pays off.
Colton hits the ground hard. He slams his fist in the dirt before a teammate offers him a hand, pulling the enraged quarterback to his feet.
The Cougars sure need it.
I look up from the playbook and glance at the scoreboard. We're losing. 7-0 in the back half. I turn toward the stands and clock Brooke, who confidently leads her squad through a series of cheers by the sidelines.
Touchdown, West Canaan!
I whip my head back to the field as the West Canaan tight end leads his teammates in a victory dance. Colton kicks at the turf. 14-0. Coach Wilson blows his whistle, signaling a timeout. The Cougars on the field follow Colton in a hustle to the sidelines.
Covington, you're in.
What?
What?
There's no way.
I'm not ready.
The crowd will eat us alive, not to mention what West Canaan will do.
West Canaan has already eaten us alive. The whole point of bringing Covington on was to try something different. We're losing bad. Not just this game, but every game.
He turns to me.
You wanted your shot. Now's your chance to take it. Are you in?
I start to feel the heat of the stadium lights all over my body. The stares of my teammates. I look over toward the stands again, where Brooke has started a cheer to keep the crowd occupied during the timeout. She glances at me. Then she gives me a thumbs up. I take a deep breath, set my playbook down, and stand. I'm in.
That's what I like to hear. You been studying that playbook, Covington?
Yes, but Coach signals at the ref to end timeout.
We're gonna run a hitch and go. Think you can handle that?
I open my mouth to answer, but I don't get a chance before Coach Wilson claps me on the back, practically shoving me onto the field.
Good, let's get this thing done.
I take a deep breath as I step out onto the field. I look up at the packed stands, a sea of blue and yellow bodies. I quickly slip my ponytail into my helmet, but it's too late.
I can't believe it, folks. Walking onto the field is number 42, Kelsey Covington.
Boos echo from both sides of the stadium.
She's the first female receiver in the state of Texas, and it looks like the crowd isn't too happy about her being here.
I continue my walk to the line of scrimmage. Shouts and taunts echo from the stands, but I charge forward. By the time I make it to the line of scrimmage, Colton has finished his huddle. He claps, breaking the team into formation as I draw near. I thought we were running the hitch and go.
New plan. Just stay out of the way. I want you to run for the sidelines and stay there while we run the clock.
Run the clock? We'll lose.
We'll lose anyway. At least this way we'll lose with our dignity.
Colton turns away from me and sets himself for the snap. I frown as I find my spot in the lineup.
Head! Hike!
The Cougars scramble in various directions. I follow orders and run for the sidelines. There, I'm met by a member of West Canaan's defense. He attempts to block me without touching me or drawing too close. It's an awkward dance, like two strangers bumping into one another on the street. I smile behind the grill of my helmet, forming an idea, just as a whistle is blown, signaling a stoppage of play. Off the clock, I take a step towards the member of the West Canaan defensive line and watch as a bulky, towering linebacker jumps in fear. Confident in my plan, I run back towards Colton. We need to run the hitch and go.
Since when do you call the shots around here?
Since when do you? Coach Wilson called the play.
And I called a different one.
They're afraid of me. Other members of the Cougar line perk up, curious. Look, you don't have to like me or respect me, but if you want to score, you have to trust me. The West Canaan guys, they're huge, scary, and they're terrified of hitting a girl. I stand out. We should take advantage of that. You get me the ball, and I promise I'll run it into the end zone. Colton rubs his helmet, thinking this over. Then he turns to the rest of the team.
We're on the hitch.
The players nod, setting themselves. Colton turns to me one last time.
Don't make me regret this.
Then he calls for the snap.
Head! Hike!
Again, I run toward the sidelines. I stop short in front of the West Canaan defenseman. I watch him freeze, paralyzed with embarrassment, uncertainty. Should he block me? Tackle? I don't give him time to decide. Taking advantage of his hesitation, I pivot on my feet. I spin just as the defenseman makes a tentative lunge for me, and I break away, sprinting down the field. Colton, back at the snap, sets back with the ball, watching as I take off down the field, untouched by the West Canaan line. I was right. No one will touch me. Colton shakes his head, then throws. The ball spirals high, arching over the field towards me.
I can't believe it, folks.
The ball begins its descent, spiraling down towards me. Coach Wilson consults his clipboard, looking away. Zoe frantically snaps photos. Brooke stops mid-cheer to watch, wide-eyed as I... Yes! I make the catch. I stare down at the ball in shock, but there's no time for celebration. I dodge a wary, disbelieving opponent and take off down the field.
She's headed for the end zone.
She's fast.
I keep going, pushing. I pass the 50-yard line, 60. My breath ragged as I make a mad dash.
She's going.
70, 80, all at an incredible clip.
Going!
I can see the end zone now through the bars of my helmet. A West Canaan defensive tackle charges forward. He's clearly overcome his fear of me, my newness. I grit my teeth, biting hard on my mouth guard. A sack from this guy could be deadly for someone like me. I continue forward. 90. The defensive tackle draws closer, reaching out for me. I think fast and duck, using my smaller size to slide under him. He falls, missing me, just as I tumble into the end zone.
Touchdown, Cougars!
Cheers erupt from the awestruck crowd. I did it. Several of the Cougars swarm the end zone as the clock runs out. They pat me on the back. A job well done. I remove my helmet, letting my ponytail pool at my shoulders. I scan the cheering crowd, and that's when I see my dad, gaping from the stands.
It's not enough for a win, but this will be a night Corbin never forgets. A touchdown from a female athlete. That might be another Texas first.
Before I can react to the sight of my dad, Coach Wilson rushes the field and hands me the game ball.
You earned this, Covington.
I beam, soaking in the energy of the crowd. If this is what it's like to be noticed, I could get used to it. I look back up at the stands and find my dad again. He's scowling now. He shakes his head and makes for the exit. My heart sinks. I turn and see a frustrated Colton tossing off his helmet and storming off the field. He finds Brooke in the sea of cheerleaders and whispers something in her ear. I watch as Brooke nods and leaves with Colton. Dejected, I head for the showers.